Tuesday's second video for you with first news story is about some claims which are being shared by other news sources. Several viewers contacted me. They said, Sajid, what's your take? It is being said that Amhara regional government spokesperson Gizachu Mulune talked to some journalists in Bahir, and there he said that Ethiopian PM Abiy was planning another offensive on Tigray. Before that, he was trying to create internal unity in Amhara by launching operation against those elements which could be a problem in the next offensive on Tigray. I'll talk about it. Second news story is about Jawar Mohammed, Vice Chairman of Oromo Federalist Congress. He has at last spoken. We know that he was released from prison at the start of this year. Since then, he's been largely silent. But he was interviewed by a news source a few hours ago, reportedly. Third news story is from Oromia again, where an OLF commander was taken to a court in Addis Ababa, I think, and their court ordered his release. This is the second time that he has been ordered to be released by the court. Will he be released? Fourthly, a news story about the ongoing campaign against journalists, activists in the Amhara region where they're being arrested. Now, US Embassy in Ethiopia has released a statement against these arrests. And lastly, Kobo town, where cash has been recovered by local security forces, and local officials, security officials say that this cash was being smuggled into Tigray. They have shared some pictures with us as well. How much cash was recovered, where was it hidden? First news story is about a claim made by some news sources that Ethiopian government of PM Abiy is planning another military offensive on Tigray, and the ongoing campaign in Amhara region against Fano is basically an attempt to create national unity before the start of second attack on Tigray. Gizacho Molune is Amhara region's government spokesperson. He talked to some journalists in Bahir, and those journalists, they have been heard saying that Gizacho Molune told the journalists that the operation in Amhara region was meant to create unity in the region because government was planning another military offensive on Tigray. Then we saw major news outlets, they covered this news story, they shared the interviews of journalists as well. People say, Sajid, what's your take? I don't think that PM Abiy's government is planning another military offensive on Tigray. I think either PM Abiy's government is using this narrative to defend the ongoing operation in the Amhara region. Some would say that PM Abiy is deceiving Amhara regional government by saying that military operation against Tigray will be launched after the conclusion of operation in Amhara region. Yes, it could be. So either PM Abiy's federal government is just using this narrative as a pretext for operation in the Amhara region, or Amhara region knows it very well that no military operation on Tigray is in the making, but it's trying to pacify the people in Amhara region who are speaking against the ongoing military operation in Amhara region. I don't see any imminent military operation from PM Abiy's government on Tigray. Now, a second news story is about Jawar Mohammed, viewers. Jawar Mohammed, Oromo Federalist Congress Vice Chairman, newly elected, who was in Nairobi, Kenya, and before that he was in Saudi Arabia. He was released from prison at the start of this year after more than a year of imprisonment there. Now, people are criticizing him. Why is he silent? Why isn't he speaking? Has he struck a deal with Ethiopian government? Why did he visit Nairobi, Kenya? Was he there on some mediation mission? Was he mediating between Ethiopian government and Oromo Liberation Army? Rumors have been strife. Now, at last, Jawar has broken the silence. He was interviewed a few hours ago, and in coming hours the interview will be uploaded. The news source which interviewed him has shared some screenshots. You can see Jawar can be seen sitting with some journalists. He's being interviewed. So in coming hours his interview will be uploaded. Will update you in detail what Jawar is saying, but now it has been confirmed that Jawar has broken the silence. What is he speaking about? Political situation in Oromia, in Ethiopia. What are his future political plans? We'll discuss in coming videos. Third news story is about an Oromo Liberation Front leader who's been in prison for years. The court ordered his release, but he was not released last year. Once again, today, Addis Ababa, he was taken to a court where the court ordered his release. His name is Colonel Gamacho Ayana, who is one of the top leaders of Oromo Liberation Front, a political party, seen as the political wing of Oromo Liberation Army, led by Daud Ibsa, who is under house arrest. Colonel Gamacho Ayana was charged with terrorism, but in May last year, he was acquitted of all the charges. He was not released. Then we saw that this year, in I think February, court closed his case file, but he was not released. Last year in May, when he was acquitted, court ordered his release, but when he was released from the prison, Oromia security forces arrested him once again. He was put in prison. Then this year in February, court closed his case file, but still court did not order his release. Now today we have heard that court has ordered the release of Gamacho Ayana. Will he be released? We'll update in coming hours about this key development. Just I think 3 days ago, Ethiopian Human Rights Commission released an inquiry report, and in that report the commission said that OLF leaders were being kept in prison in violation of Ethiopian law. Some of them had been acquitted by court, some of them had been granted bails, but law was not being followed, and Human Rights Commission of Ethiopia had called for the release of some OLF leaders. It seems that he could be released in coming hours. Update you in coming videos. Fourth news story is about the arrest of journalists and activists in the Amhara region, which is ongoing. Several have been arrested so far. Now, a US embassy in Ethiopia today released a statement against about these arrests and detentions. US embassy in Ethiopia says that it is very concerned about mass arrests of journalists and community activists in Ethiopia. And Ethiopian Rights Commission has also spoken about it. Ethiopian security forces, Ethiopian government must adhere to rule of law and due procedure. US embassy seems to be condemning what's happening in the Amhara region. Mostly arrests are being made in the Amhara region, but so far we are seeing on daily basis that new persons are being arrested, starting from Tafira Mamu, Tadio Stanto, Tina Bale, Maskaram Abira, and some others have been arrested so far. Lastly, was Kobo town of Amhara region, where security forces say they have foiled an attempt to smuggle cash into Tigray. Tigray has been without cash for more than a year. Banking service closed in Tigray. It's suspended. And Tigray wants to establish a central bank. In Kobo town, authorities say they have recovered 2 million Ethiopian birds which were meant for Tigray. They were being smuggled to Tigray. The cash was being smuggled to Tigray. The cash was hidden in rectangular iron tubes. You can see some pictures on your screen. The pictures have been shared by local security officials. They say that in these rectangular iron cubes, cash was hidden worth 2 million Ethiopian birds, and through a vehicle, these rectangular iron tubes were being sent to Tigray. But in Kobo, security forces received some intelligence information, and they recovered this cash from smugglers in Kobo. How many persons have been arrested? No details from the government. Just amount of cash has been shown by the government. It was 2 million Ethiopian birds. Thank you for watching.